Recently I reviewed one of Gamo BSA's best sellers, the 10-round multi-shot capable break barrel Swarm, and I was suitably impressed. Well, little did I know they were working on a Swarm Gen 2, and I've got a couple here to take a closer look at. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air, and it's break barrel time. Again. Blimey, this is becoming a bit of a habit. Well, one of the most impressive budget rifles I've tried recently was the Gamo Swarm 10-round magazine rifle, which comes in various shapes and designs to suit, well, most everyone really. Well, the next thing I know is BSA are on the phone and informing me they have a new Gen 2 about to be released. And I've managed to beg, steal, borrow, and I've got the new Speedster and Roadster with me to review. Firstly, the name. Should I be changing the name of the channel to AAR on Wheels? What's with the car names? I have no idea, and I don't like to ask. But that aside, let's take a closer look at these two, shall we? Just before we do, there's one thing to point out. These are not a replacement for the existing Gamo Swarms. They are an addition to the range. So don't panic if you've already bought a Swarm. At first glance, and with a squint, these two look very similar, but on closer inspection they are really quite different. Speedster then, first. It is all black and has a synthetic stock. It is around 118.5 centimetres or about 46.5 inches long and tops the scales at 2.63 kilograms unscoped and 3.18 kilograms scoped, which is around £5, 12.5 ounces and £7 in old money, which isn't particularly heavy, and I must add the balance on this is really nice. I've tried a few new guns recently, some of them serious money, and the balance was awful, but this is genuinely a nice thing to hold. The barrel is of course a BSA one, so it's going to help in the accuracy department. I'm pretty confident I will be the weak link later on. They are both available in 177 and 22 calibers, and as I've already said, have 10-shot magazines. They both come with one magazine in the box and a Gamo 3-9x40 scope, and a single piece mount already fitted to the scope. Simply lock it into place on the top of the dovetail rail and you're ready to go. I have passed comment before that this scope is more than adequate for a spot of backyard target work, plinking, or even a spot of small pest control. And considering this is included in the price, well, no complaints then really. The Speedster is a more traditional style stock with a textured grip which when you first pick it up feels a little strange because it's quite slim and with a thumbs down shooting position seems to move your little fingers further away. But very quickly I naturally gravitated to use this in a thumbs up position and the grip suddenly felt exactly right. In this position you also have a stippled area for your thumb. Nice. The stock is really lightweight and truly ambidextrous with a slightly curved and shaped cheek piece. The forestock is also stippled for grip and is a really nice low profile slim item. The butt pad has 3 removable fillers to soften the recoil to your preferred taste. There is even a secret compartment in the bottom of the grip to keep a spare magazine should you wish. The trigger on this is Gamo's cat trigger and has a push forward for fire and pull back for safe in trigger safety. On the top is this Gen 2's main feature, the new low-profile 10-round magazine loading mechanism. I must say I didn't find the magazine system on the Gen 1 particularly intrusive, and it didn't get in the way of the sights, the scope. But Gamo, in their infinite wisdom, have had the magic elves working away, doing overtime to improve on the old system, and now have this lower profile version to add to their already very popular range of break barrel rifles. Now this at first looks remarkably like witchcraft. How can a pellet that is lying down horizontally at 90 degrees to the entry point of the barrel that it needs to go into actually do it? Well, like all good ideas, it is, in essence, quite simple. It lifts the magazine and flips it up through 90 degrees each time you break the barrel and cock the gun. Presenting the pellet perfectly in line with the barrel, and then loads this into the barrel ready for the shot. Furthermore, it does this each and every time you cock the rifle until all 10 rounds have been shot. It does have an indicator on the front to let you know how many shots you have left, and a warning mark after the last pellet has been loaded. This is just to keep you aware that it could still be in the barrel, so check before you finish. One thing to add at this point is the fact that because this magazine is lying flat on top of the rifle, you can also see if there is a pellet left in the magazine or not, which again helps with the safety aspect. Loading this magazine is so very easy and simply involves dropping a pellet in head first, rotate to the next available hole, drop in the next pellet and continue until all 10 are full. Then return this to the top of the loading mechanism with the indicator towards you. It will then click into place with that reassuring click. To remove it, simply push forward and the magazine will definitely present itself. One thing I was asked on the last swarm review I completed was, can it be loaded single shot if you haven't got your magazine with you at the time? And the simple answer is yes. It is a little fiddly, but it can be done without any drama. The barrel on this Speedster is fitted with a Whisper Fusion integral silencer, which does keep it pretty acceptable. And, as is the case with most break barrels, most of the noise comes from the internals of the gun. Now, just before we pop these over the chronograph, let's take a look at the Roadster, shall we? Dimensions wise, they are pretty much the same. The difference is in the stock initially, with the Roadster being a thumb hole design and more likely to please a thumbs down shooter. Again, there is ample stippling on the grip and the forestock to make this very capable in, well, inclement conditions, shall we say. The stock again is ambidextrous, the same as the Speedster, and also has the shock waves absorbent customizable butt pad, which is corporate speak for removable rubber bits for comfort. They do work, by the way. Now, on this one, there is no secret compartment in the grip for your spare magazine. The auto-loading mechanism is exactly the same. The next real difference is the barrel. You see, this Roadster has the Whisper Fusion integral silencer built in, which may be just a fraction louder than the Speeder in my experience, but you would need a dB meter to be able to tell if that is right. Everything else is pretty much the same apart from the price, which at a retail price of £269 UK is around £10 less than the £279 retail price tag of the Speedster. Let's get these loaded up with some pellets and get them over the chrono, shall we? Well, using the 10.49 grain Black Star BSA pellets, it saw 691 feet per second, which is 11.08 foot-pounds or 15.03 joules, which is more than enough for a spot of pest control or pretty much whatever else you may want to use these for. Time to make a fool of myself then. Supplied scope fitted and out onto the range. Here goes.
Here we are. Beautiful day. It's only April. I forget where I am, but all right, he's having a go as well. The new next generation Gen 2, whatever you want to call it, Gen 2 Swarm they're actually calling it. This one is I'm sure this one is the Speedster. Whoa, it comes in Speedster and Roadster. I don't quite know why they've suddenly gone all very car on us, but there you go. It is synthetic. Both of them are synthetic. They have come with the new design magazine. Now, I never found the last one particularly got in the way of the scope, even fitting the supplied 3-9 Gamo scope. Never found a problem with it, but they're always on the move. BSA Gamo have decided they want it lower, and they've turned the magazine from vertical to horizontal. How they've done that is incredible because the pellets are facing downwards, not towards the barrel. But I'm sure I'll explain that to you a little later. It comes with the removable pieces out of the butt pad to make it as comfortable as you want it to do. It has a secret compartment in the bottom of the grip to be able to put a spare magazine. They are 10 round magazines, just the same. The barrel obviously is the BSA barrel, so the accuracy should be no problem at all, and it's silenced. Now, the Speedster and the Roadster have got two different methods of silencing, but they still have silencing. It is a little louder than any PCP with a silencer stuffed on the end, of course it is, but a lot of the noise seems to come from the mechanism, as they do on springers or brake barrels, whatever you want to call them. And this one, as I say, comes with a 3-9 scope. Now, I'm shooting out on this instance at about 25-30 meters. I've said it countless times, I'm not a springer shooter, and you'd think by now I'd actually be getting better. I suppose I am getting a little bit better, but put a PCP in my hand, then I'm at home. But these are really good fun. And I don't know, they just change everything because you're not keep putting a pellet down the back of the barrel. It does it all for you 10 times over. And loading the magazines is the easiest thing you can actually imagine. Now, this particular gun, when it came to me, I thought, what's wrong with this magazine? New magazine to me. It's a new one as far as BSA Gamo are concerned. They haven't color coded these, they're all white, and I couldn't understand it. Somebody had jammed some pellets in it before I got this. Now, I took this apart. These are so simple to actually fix, put right, unjam. It's unreal. I have no idea what heavy-fisted idiot was at it before, but took it out, emptied the pellets, put it back. The spring just has 2 points, dropped in, one screw, perfect, not a problem. So even if they jam, which is the first time I've ever known it on a BSA, and that's because of user error really, they are so simple to sort out. That said, I'm doing too much talking. The scope comes with the nice mounts that fit nice and solid on the top. Let's give it a go, shall we? Now, I've tried this a couple of times, and I've tried it with 8.44s, 10.35s, and in the end I found that the best results I was getting from this was using BSA's pellets, which are H&N, we know, but they make them under license to BSA, and the best results I had was using the 10.49s. 10.49s, what a memory. Slot it into the top, face forward, click down. It is so easy. You're loaded. Let's give it a go. How simple is that? So far, so really good. Impressive so far. Now somebody's going to have a go at me. I know they're going to have a go at me because I'm using a hard tripod front, sandbag at the back. But I've tried all sorts and I've found that this is most comfortable for me and seems to get best results. Sorry, I just caught a microphone there. That takes all the faff out of loading. Now I believe the Swarm was one of Gamo's BSA's biggest sellers. And to be honest, I can see why. To be honest, that's impressive. It's no PCP, but that's good enough grouping, that is. The scope, to be fair, isn't a bad little scope. I'm out. Getting carried away. The good thing on this one as well is because the magazine is flat, horizontal rather than vertical, you have the indicator to tell you where or how many rounds you've got left in the magazine. Now they also put an exclamation mark with like a warning triangle on the end of this as well. The idea being that just remember there could be one in the barrel. You could have put one in the barrel, which is a really good idea, and potentially there could be one. Now I was getting carried away there, but the good thing is even when it's on one, you can actually just see the corner of the pellet on the top. So you've got the indicator at the front and you can just look very simply on the top and you can see whether there's a pellet in there or not, which is absolutely fantastic really. Yeah, and it is a lower profile. The other one wasn't that high, to be fair. It's nice. It really is nice. So yeah, that's the Speedster. The Roadster I've got is in 2.2. I have no reason to believe it won't shoot just as accurately as that. I can see why these are the best seller. Nice, well done again, Gamo. Back to the studio.
To be honest, I was pretty impressed with that. I know my limitations when it comes to brake barrels, and I will never get anything like as close as I can with my, well, R10. But those results are not too shabby, and with practice will likely get better and better. These two are a nice addition to the amazing 10-shot magazine brake barrel range from Gamo, and I can see why easily that they have become one of their best sellers. They are really good value for money. They come supplied ready for you to simply add pellets and you're away and shooting. If you feel the price is too high, then you still have the Gen 1 range available, which is even cheaper. My experience with Gamos is they are somewhat indestructible, unless of course you're a complete Neanderthal, and even then they will take quite a few knocks. They come with that witchcraft loading mechanism, making shooting a lot quicker and less fiddly, even in 177 calibers. They are pretty lightweight, so you can easily carry these around for quite a while without them getting tiringly heavy. Gamo seem to have done it again. Nice one, chaps, and chapesses, of course. Well, to say I'm not normally a brake barrel kind of bloke, I do enjoy using these. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this week's programme too. If you have, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, share, hit the old alarm bell to be notified when the next videos come out. Don't forget to join in on the chats and the platforms and forums. And of course, there is always the merch available, which is going to help keep Mrs. AAR busy and out of the way. And a big thank you, of course, to Vector Air, as always, for their help in getting hold of these from the nice guys and girls at BSA for me to be able to review. Naturally, the biggest thank you goes out to you guys for watching and for your continued support. Please stay safe and shoot safe. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.